Hello, Megan here. Today's practice is everything. Um, it's the beginning of summer. I'm feeling particularly stiff. Uh, so many more things to do. Feels like so much less time for stretching and intentional movement. So the intention for today's movement is really to move the spine in all directions and open up hips and shoulders. So, like I said, a little bit of everything. We'll close with breathwork and meditation. And my hope is that this offering is of service to you in clearing your physical body to make way for more energetic and subtle awareness. So we'll start simple in a seat. I'm sitting on top of a blanket. You can do that, or a pillow, or a block, or nothing at all. Inhale, arms overhead, palms press. Exhale, turn the palms to face out as you lower the arms back down to the floor. And this is all we're going to be doing for a moment. Inhale up. Exhale down. And allow yourself in this simple movement to find the rhythm of your breathing, understanding that it will be constantly shifting. And to gently call all of your energy back and to harness your attention inwards, not just in your physical body, but in your own field. All the other things that you've been thinking about, they'll be waiting. But for now, here. One more. And we'll start the same way. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand on the floor by your right hip. Left arm up and over. We're going to start slow, but we'll pick up. We'll find some powerful shapes. So allow your breath to continue to get deeper as a supporting tool for your awareness to become more intrinsic, more internal. Inhale, push yourself up off the right hand, both arms up high. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhale, both arms up high, tall spine, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms. Feel your shoulder blades move towards the spine a little bit. Inhale, arms up high. They can just be shoulder distance or palms press. Exhale, cactus. A few more times. Can try to keep the heart, the upper spine, I should say, in a little back bend. But if that doesn't feel good, just think more vertical. One more. And then arms down, roll out the wrists. Hands on your knees. Inhale, heart open forward. Exhale, round the spine, lean back. Seated cow and cat. And big breath in as you lean forward, open up the throat. Complete exhale as you lean backwards. You can even pull belly to spine like you're gonna squeeze more air out, like the bottom of a toothpaste tube. One more. And inhale, tall spine. Last thing we'll do in a seat, lower right ear to right shoulder. And then nice and slow. So if you have any neck pain or any, any limitations on your range of movement inside of your cervical spine, your neck, stay here, or maybe bring chin down to the shoulder just to help open up the left side. If it feels good and no contraindications, start to move your head in a circle, chin to chest first, over left ear to left shoulder. Slowly drop the head back, throat opens, and return to right ear over right shoulder. So stay in this direction. If you're doing the circles, and move slow enough that each shift of angle is done mindfully. One more circle or so. And then move past ear over shoulder to chin to chest. And from chin to chest, lift your chin up, tall spine. And we'll do that on the left side, left ear to left shoulder for a moment. And you can stay like this or shift, change up the stretch a little bit, or add in the slow circles, starting with chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. Back of the head towards the tailbone. Returning to left ear over left shoulder. So pace, needs, all the things might be very different on this side. One more. Make your way down to chin to chest before lifting your head back up. All right, shoulder rolls as you make your way into tabletop position. Alrighty. Hands under shoulders, knees over hips over knees rather. And some semblance of what feels like a flat back. So just looking for a long spine, a little bit of core. Keep that as you inhale, open your heart forward and up. Exhale, chin to chest. So now doing cow-cat again. Might feel like you have more space to move the pelvis, but you don't have to. Can stay with this or play with looking over one shoulder and then the other. It's working into some side body, outer hip stretching. And in the next 2, 3, 4 breaths, return to tabletop, flat-ish back. And from tabletop, curl your toes under if they aren't already there. Belly to spine, and then lift the knees up just an inch. And you can rock forward and back. So the hips stay at the same height from the floor. They're just moving towards the front of the mat and then the back of the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and knees down. Take your time to find downward facing dog. Movement if you'd like it, stillness if you need it. Grounded hands helps the muscles around the chest, muscles of the chest, be a little bit more at ease. For downward facing dog, I always recommend focusing on the long spine more than anything else, which will at times require a little knee bend. It can be tiny to help with really stretching the hips up high. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Hands under the shoulders, still active. Elbows reach for the back of the mat. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. So upper back strength. And even though legs and feet are active, try not to curl or crunch the toes. And you can stay in baby cobra or press into the hands, come up a little higher. Find your breath. Feel a little hug of the inner thighs towards each other. One more breath in. Exhale, roll down. Curl your toes under from knees or toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lunge position. Exhale, left knee down. Inhale, arms overhead, big open front of heart. Exhale, sink your hips just a little bit. You can have palms together, arms shoulder distance apart. And try to soften the muscles just under the back of your skull. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor. And you maybe guessed it, half splits. So hip back, right leg moves towards straight. Some people like to keep their foot down. I like to point my toes up. Do what feels good. In the next breath or two, hands towards the front of the mat so you can lift off of your left knee and step 2 forward fold at the top of the mat. You can also give your forward fold a spine focus. You just want to feel it pouring out of the hips. That might require a little bend in your knees here as well. But if you want to focus on the hamstrings, engage your quadriceps like you're trying to push your thigh bones to the back of the mat. Wherever you are, activate the muscles of your legs. Hands on the shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Push yourself forward out of the hips. Exhale, forward fold, heart to the floor. Inhale through halfway lift, up to standing, palms press up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Couple breaths here. Feel the soles of your feet grounding down, especially underneath the big toe, as you invite the arch up into the hips. Inhale, arms up overhead, fingers interlace. Exhale, side body stretch to your right. Imagine that you are leaning against a wall. So there's no forward fold or back bending happening. Inhale up through center, exhale to the left. And steady breath. Inhale up. Exhale, bend your elbows so fingertips point back behind you and chin down a little bit. And then it's going to be tiny movements, but pulse your fingertips towards the wall behind you. And try to soften your neck. Inhale, straighten the arms back behind you. Little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Long spine. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot to the back of the mat, lunge shape. Right knee down. Inhale, arms up high, back bend, energy through the spine. And exhale, soften the hips. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor, half splits. Rounded spine is very much okay here. Just think about sit bones reaching back behind you a bit. And take your time, return to lunge position so you can step back to plank. Breathe in, exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, make your way to downward facing dog. So even if you're in cobra, you can still imagine someone's poking you in the belly button, and that's the driving force there. From cobra, you can still lift directly into downward facing dog if you want to. You can also lower down, push up to plank, and then back. All right, inhale, left foot forward, lunge shape. Back knee stays lifted. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, settle the hips. Big breath in. Exhale, twist to your left. Right elbow outside of the left knee or on top of. Back leg strong. It's okay if the knee is bent, but keep trying to push your thigh bone into your hamstrings, up to the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly return to crescent. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two. Heel to heel alignment. Centered spine. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, lean forward, and then guide your left hand down onto the leg, the block, the floor, whatever you want. Elongated spine over the big toe of the left foot. One more inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee as the right hand comes down to the floor. And then pivot off of that back heel. Left foot out to the left, lizard pose. So left toes might point out to the left. You may be on the edge of the left foot. All of these are maybes because there's a lot of variation. The nice thing about that is you can find what feels nice for you. You know, look for sensation, but try not to be forceful. Breath will help. If it feels like you can't breathe steadily, you just might be in a little too deep for today. You can stay like this or bend your right knee even more. Right big toe points up to the ceiling. And you can stay like this, or you can reach your left hand behind you, whether or not you touch that foot. If you touch it, kick your foot into it, pull the heel in. Both have different effects. Wherever you're at, inhale and exhale to release. Take your time to lift up off of your right knee and then step your right foot forward to mirror your left. Sway left and right, use the support of the hands on the floor. Hips can come up as high as they need to for a squat position. I always like to keep it moving, it just feels a lot nicer on my hip joints. You can stay moving, you can rest in stillness in the center. One is not superior or more advanced than the other. For 3, 2, 1. Keep the feet in this squat position, hands to the floor, chin to chest, head stays low as you lift the hips high in a little bit of a funky forward fold. And then heel toe feet back into something a little bit more parallel. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale through halfway lift up to standing, palms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Ground down through your left foot. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, right knee out to the right, tree pose. Any variation. And the next couple of breaths, release your right foot down to meet your left. Coming into the other side. So stable right leg, grounded right foot. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, left knee out. Hands can help you. And nice and steady. Make your way out, back to standing. Inhale, overhead, palms press, little back bend. Keep the back bend as you exhale, bring hands to the tailbone. Fingers interlace. It's okay if thumbs are not crossed. It's okay if palms are not pressed. Imagine straightening the arms, whether or not it happens. Maintain the bind if comfortable. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward.
If you have the bind, knuckles to the ceiling. Whether or not you have the bind, you can straighten one leg while you bend the other and sway a little bit side to side. May give you some openings, some places you want to linger. And on an exhale, hands back to the floor. Left foot to the back of the mat, crescent setup. Inhale, arms overhead, a little bit of back bend. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Strong back leg, deep bend in the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, slowly return to crescent. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Level feet. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, forward first, and then down for triangle. Long lines into infinity in all the directions. Inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee. Left hand down inside of the foot. And then pivot. Make your way to lizard. Finding an edge that is sustainable. That sustainable edge is really what makes growth possible. Sometimes things do happen all at once, but most things happen incrementally. Can stay like this or add left toes up to the ceiling. And you can find any level of twist that you desire if you desire. With the right hand going back towards the left foot. One more inhale. Exhale, let it go. Lift up off of the left knee. So you can step back to plank. Connecting flow to downward facing dog. Variate, modify, adjust, cater any way you need. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, arms up, crescent. Exhale, side body stretch to your right. Right thumb and index finger circle the left wrist. Inhale here. Exhale, twist. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse long through the right side body. Exhale, extended side angle. Elbow on the knee, lots of space. Breathe in. Exhale, straighten your right leg.
Left fingertips to the ceiling. Left hand to the floor. Triangle. You can stay here or add in your balancing half moon. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two, wherever you are. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back. Connecting flow. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, lunge, set up. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, lateral flexion, that side bend shape. Breathe in here. Exhale, woo, twist. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Strong legs, breathe in. Exhale, transition to triangle. And you can stay here or add in your balancing half moon. Those long lines still extending out in all directions. One more breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, connecting flow. To downward dog. From downward facing dog, breathe in. Exhale, knees down to the floor. Hips more or less stay over the knees. Feet do whatever they want, as in tops of the feet down, our toes curled under. Happy puppy or heart melting. Walk the hands forward. Melt your belly, your heart, and your forehead down. You can always bring the chin down instead. Try to steady your breath. And keep the hands and the elbows down or tent up on the fingertips. And try to lift elbows up. Pardon me. Wherever you're at, inhale, lift away from the floor. Exhale, tabletop. Any movement you need here. Or maybe stillness is what you're calling for. Your body is calling for. Sometimes that stretch really opens up the throat. And then take your time to come into downward facing dog. All right, making our way into dolphin pose. I like to walk my feet in a little closer. You don't have to do that. Closer towards my hands. And then lower one elbow down and then the other. You can walk your feet even closer
So shoulders are over elbows. You feel just kind of like a little melt of the heart towards the floor. It's not big. And you can stay like this, or lift right foot up to the ceiling, lower right foot down, left foot up, lower down. Do that a few times. And then press into both hands at once to lift up off of the elbows and come down to your knees. Just to catch your breath. Take a moment. If it's comfortable to sit your hips on your heels, stay with that. If not, cross-legged position. Pardon me, we're going to do a shoulder reset. Arms out in front, palms face down, and arms about shoulder distance apart. Imagine suctioning your shoulder blades onto the back of the rib cage. And then try to maintain that as you inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows to the left and the right till they're in line with the shoulders. Fingers stay pointing forward. I call this fork lift. And keep that bend in the elbows. Inhale, fingertips point up to the ceiling. So now you've got that goalpost shape. Exhale here. And then shoulders still suctioning onto the back of the rib cage. Inhale, arms straight up overhead, palms pressed as much as is possible. Exhale, hands down in front of the heart, elbows stay high. Little prayer pose. Do that a few more times. Inhale, arms out in front, palms down, little sleepwalker. Exhale, elbows back in line with the shoulders, fork lift. Inhale, fingertips up to the ceiling. Stay here as you exhale. Inhale, arms overhead, palms press. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more. Inhale, sleepwalker. Exhale, forklift. Inhale, goalpost. Stay here as you exhale. Inhale, palms press overhead, arms straight. Exhale, hands to the heart, elbows high. And then release the arms down, shoulder rolls, head, neck movement, anything you need. Maybe it feels good to roll out the wrists. I don't know. It feels good to me. All right, let's return to dolphin. Really ground down through the elbows, the forearms, base of the thumb, base of the index finger. So that might be a reason why it feels nicer to turn the hands out slightly. Because if you can't get the base of the index finger down, then that just means that you're too twisted in the wrist. You need to untwist. So it's okay if index fingers point forward rather than middle fingers. Maintain that. Lift up off of the knees, dolphin pose. You can stay exactly where you are or walk the feet in. A little bit more pressure in your body. You can stay like this or lift up right foot and then left foot. And you can even play with little hops. Doesn't even need to be about coming into the shape of forearm stand. Can just be about getting a little air time. And I know we're usually more confident on one leg than the other. So try to do hops on that weird leg if you are someone who plays with inversions. If you're like, it all feels weird, just play around. And if you find that extended airtime
inside a forearm balance. And just play with feet together, up towards the ceiling, long spine, open heart. We'll give it like another minute here. Any other inversion, of course, is welcome as well. Any headstand, handstand. We'll play with shoulder stand here in a minute. I've always found forearm stand a little tricksy because I can do it, but I don't always feel confident. But what are you gonna do? And take the next 5 to 10 breaths. To make your way down onto your back. We'll do 2 more heart openers. I'll walk us through bridge and then upward facing bow. But you can do 2 bridges, 2 upward facing bows, 2 something else, 2 nothing. You know best what you need. 4 bridge, feet grounded, heels about hips distance apart or slightly wider. Toes point forward, more or less. Arms down by the sides. Activate leg muscles and glute muscles, and then push into your feet to lift your hips up to the ceiling. Chin down a hair, so the back of the neck gets a little bit longer, and then imagine the front of the heart lifting up towards that chin. Both hips equally high as each other, and stay grounded through the base of the big toe. Breathe in, exhale, lower the hips down. Momentary break. All right, remember you can always do something different than what I'm instructing. For upward facing bow, hands behind the shoulders, fingers point towards your feet. Elbows kind of point up to the ceiling. Feet can be in the same position, or it may feel better to pull them in a little tighter, like deeper knee flexion. Up to you. Find that tension in the legs. Lift the hips up just like you did for bridge, and then push into the hands, look behind you so you can come onto the top of the head. Work is in the hands, the forearms, the upper arms, the shoulders. Inhale, push into the hands, get those hips up high. Make any adjustments through hands and feet. Can always keep a bend in the knee. Can lift the heels up. And chin to chest, roll down as you're ready. And take a few moments to catch your breath. My back prefers stillness. directly after such a big back bend, but maybe you prefer movement. Can slowly begin to windshield wiper if you haven't already. Come back to the center. Hug your knees into your chest. Can stay like this or come into a little bit of happy baby action, or maybe like a floating bound angle. Just a little bit of work into the hips. And then next, we'll come into shoulder stand. So lots of ways to adjust or modify. You can keep your hips down and have legs up to the ceiling. This is a great way to modify if you don't want to put any pressure on your cervical spine, which if you have no injuries or contraindications, like your spine all the way up into the neck is strong, it can handle a little bit of pressure. But again, you know your body best. You know what is and isn't right for it. So hips can stay down. You can put hips on top of like a block or a bolster or a couple folded up blankets. Or if it feels okay, you can rock back, catch your hips with your hands, point toes up to the ceiling, and get your hips as high as possible. So hands walk up the back in the sense of to your shoulders, but down the back in the sense of towards the floor. You can keep your hands on your back or lower arms down by the sides or where your sides would be if they were lying on the floor. And it feels a little counterintuitive, but tiny shrug of shoulders towards the ears can take some pressure off. And you can stay like this, or you can bend one knee and then the other, like you're coming into a cross-legged position. Anyone with lotus, take it. And you can stay like this, or you can bring your hands onto your thighs. Keep that deep bend in the hip. So your thighs are going to press down into your hands. Your hands are going to press down into your thighs. And you're going to provide some traction for the spine. So it's like you're trying to straighten the arms while keeping the thighs parallel to the floor. And then take your time to come back down. I'm going to do a modified fish pose for my low back, as in my feet are going to stay on the floor, knees up to the ceiling. You can extend your legs long, hug them together, toes pointed, arms down by the sides. Lift the heart up, look back behind you so your chin starts to jut up, and press down through the forearms. And then chin to chest, come lying back down. Take your time to come up into a seat.
for some breath work and meditation.
Critical component of practice. Whew. My body really needed that. Okay. So comfortable seat, with the recognition that it might not be totally comfortable. I like to sit on top of things. It helps my hips relax. It helps me keep my spine tall. If you're newer to sitting, especially like sitting on the floor, holding your spine upright, not having a back into whatever you're sitting on, you'll get a little achy, and that'll stop the more you do it. But your body does need a little bit of adjusting time. So just know that some achiness, like behind the shoulder blades or in the abs or the low back, like all of that's normal. Try to adjust as you can to help alleviate some of that tension. And if you really need to, like sit yourself in a chair, back yourself up to a wall. Like we tend to think we have something to prove, but we really don't. So do what works for you. Okay, tall spine, soft gaze or eyes closed, hands on your legs or your knees, wherever they need to be for you to feel a sense of ease. And your body's pretty keyed in because of the practice. And so is your breath, so it may already be in a deepened, intentional state. If not, that's okay. Just invite long, slow, deep breathing. Long as in elongated. Deep as in it moves deep into your lungs, like down into the lowest parts of your belly, your pelvic floor. So the exhales, which are elongated, need more time even than you would think to pull all of their air out from deep within. And slow. Slowing it down helps elongate it, helps make it possible to find the depths. So all of these are subjective terms. Trust whatever feels like long, slow, deep breathing to you in this moment. And to open up the intuitive channel, Chandra Vedana, we will breathe in through the left nostril, out through the right, repeatedly, in left, out right, in left, out right. So keep the hands down. We'll start just with visualization. Wherever you're at, exhale out of both nostrils. Visualize breathing in through the left and out through the right. In left, out right. A few more times. And it can create like an oval or a circle. The energy of your breath, I mean. But only if that feels right in your system. One more. And you can stay with visualization, or if you want to use the hands to help with the physical breath as well. Right hand will come into Vishnu Mudra, index finger, middle finger press into the thumb pad. Palm faces you, so your thumb can rest on your right nostril, and your ring finger can rest on your left. So they just sit right there on the nose skin. and then you'll gently press it in and release as needed. So both fingers right there, exhale out of both nostrils. Close right, inhale left. Hold at the top, close left, open right, exhale right. Hold at the bottom, close right, open left, inhale left. Pause, close left, open right, exhale right. Keep going. Breathe in left, breathe out right. Whatever pace feels good for you. Muscles of the face are soft. Going to take about 5 more breaths like this. Over time, the eyes stay still, But it's okay if they're moving with your breath side to side. It's very normal. And in the next breath or two, as you feel ready, after your exhale out of the right nostril, release the right hand down to mirror the left. Soft gaze or eyes closed, still. And allow the breath to be in normal, natural cadence, whatever that means for this moment. There's nothing to think about in regards to your breathing. You've done the work, the channel is open. Internal gaze is at the third eye. So this isn't just the space between your eyebrows. It's the space between your eyebrows and then about 2 inches out in front of you. Some people feel very strongly about the exactness of that measurement. I am not one of those people, but out in front of you. So you're not trying to go cross-eyed looking directly up. You're looking slightly up and forward. And directly up from that point, you can trust whatever point you found for your third eye. Directly vertical. There is a star way up above. And the star is not merely a star, it is also a cosmic energy point of yours. And just allow this shape to be in your awareness from your physical body to third eye to what some call 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th chakra. They are different points. But again, different modalities, different schools have slightly different numbers. We all have the right to find the system that works for us and our comprehension. All of them are right. If you'd like, you can imagine this connection like a giant straw. And invite that higher energy point of you to pour in to this physical human self. Light, information, anything. If you'd rather just feel the connection, that is okay too. If you'd rather offer something up or create a cycle from you to it to you, trust whatever is happening. I'm going to be quiet for a few moments more. Know that I will call us out when it's time. Know that whatever is happening, whatever needs to continue to happen will. You're also welcome to stay here and continue your practice for as long as you'd like. Intentionally close whenever you're ready. Just a few deep breaths, a recognition that the meditation is over and the rest of your day begins. So you don't get caught in the liminal, the in-between. I'll very quickly close us out to honor those of you who will continue practicing. Hands to heart if you'd like. Open eyes, breath in, breath out. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much.